Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are talking about a very important question. Can you apply for HELB or HEF if you do not have a national ID? And the answer is yes. If you are below 18 years, you can still apply for this funding. Now you do not need to panic. You just need to wait and make sure that you have all the necessary things to help you apply. You do not need to miss funding because you do not have an ID. The government allows under 18 students to apply using their KCSE index number. So in this video, I will explain what you need and I will show you the steps to follow so that you can be able to apply successfully even if you do not have an ID. So let us begin. First, you need to understand the new system, the new funding system. Students do apply for funding through the HEF portal, which means higher education financing. Now through this portal, you can apply for government scholarship and also for the HELB loan. The system is going to check your financial need, then it is going to decide how much you need to receive. For example, a student who comes from a poor background will receive more scholarship and more HELB compared to a student who comes from a background where they determine that they have more resources or it is a better background. Now this support can include scholarship, a loan and household contribution. But you must apply first because funding is not automatic. No matter the kind of household you come from, each and every person is required to apply. Whether you have an ID or you don't have an ID, application is a must. It is normal for students to require funding when they are below 18 years. And many students do finish Form 4 or at this point now the senior school before turning 18. So the HELB portal gives you an option to apply without an ID or without the Maisha card. You can register using your KCSE index number. And this is the number you need to use when applying. It is the one that you are given for your KCSE exam, and remember it is the same one that you are logging in through the KUCCPS system. So make sure that you enter that number correctly. Yeah, it must be the correct number, and also you'll be asked the year which you start your KCSE. For example, if your KCSE index number shows that you start for your KCSE last year, or the national exam, whichever it is for senior school, you need to make sure that you are accurate because a small mistake is going to stop your registration. Now to apply, there are several documents that you need, so make sure that you have them first even before going on with the application. And let me give you a list of them, the things you need. The first one is an email address, a valid email address under your name. You also need a phone number which you can access. It can be your parents' number so that you can change it to your name later. You also need a KCSE index number, the KCSE year, or the national exam that you sat for if it is for senior school. You also need your birth certificate. If you have already applied for your ID, you may need your waiting card. You also need your passport-sized photo, and you do need your parents' ID numbers. And if one parent maybe has passed away, you need that death certificate so that it can be proof. You also need the institution admission number, and you need 2 guarantors. Now, a guarantor is someone who is going to support your loan application. They are just saying that if you don't pay, they are going to pay on your behalf. So yes, they do need a guarantor, 2 of them. You'll also need the ID number of those guarantors and also their phone numbers. So if someone agrees to be your guarantor, ask them to give you their ID number and their phone number. Then make sure all these details are correct, each and every detail. Do not guess anything because this information is going to be very important. Do not use any fake information and make sure that everything you put there is confirmed twice so that it can be accurate. Now, after you gather all this document, this is what you are going to do. First, go to the official HEF portal. Now, do not use random links from WhatsApp or from social media. You need to Google the HEF portal and then log in directly from your browser. Do not use any links from strangers. They can be hackers or they can be people who are not trustworthy. Just search for official higher education financing portal and then click register. Now when you register, the step 2 is that when you are registering, you need an email address, and the email address must be valid. Remember, I have given you the list of things you need, and the first one is an email address. This is the address through which a link is going to be sent to you, and then you are going to click on that link so that you can register successfully. Now, during registration, the portal is going to ask if you have a national ID or a Maisha card, and if you are below 18 and you do not have one, choose the option that applies to you, saying that you do not have either. Then use your KCSE index number instead of the ID number. Enter your KCSE exam year, then enter your first name as it appears in your KCSE details. Be careful here because your name must match your exam records. So the details that you are giving in the HELB portal must be the same details that you used when registering for your national exam. Then the next step, when you are creating your account and you click on that verification link sent to your email, they are now going to give you the options of the things that you need to fill in. Now that activation link, you are going to receive it in your email, and it may go to your spam folder. So do check your spam folder. If you don't receive the email, it could be there, and then click on it. Your portal is active. Then you are going to see the list of all the things that you need to complete in your profile. Then the next step is to complete your profile. So after logging in, you need to complete your profile by filling in several details. For example, your personal details, your home details, your education details, the university or college details, your parents' details, and then you are going to be required to upload required documents. For example, your KCSE certificate, all these documents that I have stated above. So upload the documents, fill in those details so that you can go to the next step. Do not leave any blank spaces if the portal asks for information, and do not rush. Check your details before saving, because everything you fill in is very important and it can be hard to change after you go on to the next step. Then number 5, you now apply for funding. So once you are done filling in the information, go to the menu, then go to loan application and fill in for funding. If you are joining university, choose the first time undergraduate scholarship and a loan. And if you are joining TVET, choose the first time TVET scholarship and loan. Then read the terms and conditions, accept the consent form, and then continue with the application. Then step 6, add guarantors and payment details. This is where you fill in the guarantor details. Remember, I told you need their ID numbers and their phone numbers. So these are the things you need to fill in, and they must be correct. Now, for upkeep money, you may need your own bank account. And if you are under 18, ask your bank how to open a student or money account. Otherwise, you can use maybe your parents' account, but do not use someone else's account unless there's someone close to you, like a parent or a sister or a brother. It must be an account that you can access if the upkeep money is sent there. Also, do not use someone else's phone number carelessly. It must be a phone number that you can access easily in case the upkeep money is going to be sent to your M-Pesa. Then finally, number 7, submit your application. So after you are done filling in everything, you just need to submit your application online. The application is paperless. This means that you don't print any forms. You just need to upload it directly. You are not sending any hard documents. Everything is done online, and then check your email because they are going to send you a PDF of your application. Also, do keep checking your portal, the HELB portal, because this is where you'll see your application status. Now, what happens when you get your ID? When you turn 18 and get your national ID or Maisha card, update your details in the HELB portal. Now, do not create a new account. This is very important. If you create another account, it can bring confusion. Just update the account you used before and use your KCSE number to log in if needed. Then update so that you can let them know that now I have an ID. The common mistake to avoid, number 1, waiting until you get an ID before applying. So if you are under 18, you don't have to wait. You can still apply when joining your first year. Then mistake number 2 is entering the wrong KCSE index number. Make sure that you check that number carefully. Mistake number 3 is using an email address you cannot access. Make sure it is an email address that belongs to you, one you can access anytime, especially that one you use for the first time to get the activation link. It must be accurate. Then another mistake is using fake parent or guarantor details. This is very wrong. Make sure all the details you put there from the ID, the phone numbers must be correct so that it does not affect your application. Then another mistake is creating a second account after getting an ID. Remember, I've told you that once you get an ID, just go to your existing HELB account and then update to let them know that you now have an ID. Do not create a new HELB portal. So finally, if you do not have an ID, do not worry. Even if you are below 18 years, you can still apply and get the funding that you need for both the scholarship and the HELB loan. Just use your KCSE index number, your birth certificate, and also you need to have the year that you sat for your KCSE. Prepare for it, and then once you have an ID, you can update later. You can update it in your portal. Also make sure that you have a valid email address and a phone number that you can easily access. If this video helped you, please like the video, subscribe if you have not done so, and share it with a student who does not have a national ID yet. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.